Robbo, it's easy to marvel at the tries, but what part of your game were you most impressed with in facilitating those first 65 minutes?
Yeah, I think, look, I did feel like the platform that we laid in attack, and then, we chose options based on our vision, left, right, middle, where the space was, and we executed that well. So I enjoyed sort of the teamwork to get into positions to create to destabilise the line, and then they chose the right option. So I felt like we played with a bit more freedom than we have in a while. So that was really positive. And then, but we also had to dig deep defensively to take the game away. If we did that well, and then kept taking the right options in attack, we kept mounting the scoreboard, and I felt like that was obviously up until half time, and even after half time I felt like we laid a good platform. We have obviously had a try here or there that got disallowed, and that was fine, but for the period there it was some really good footy.
With a view to Thursday night, how worried are you about the 18-6 second half against you?
No, not at all. Worried's not the word to use there.
Trouble.
That's no. You got to pick the positives out of the game. You always, we can get analytical on why and all those things, and you have to honestly look at them. But that was a big improvement on what we've been doing. So, ride the wave of the positive on what we did there with the ball and defensively for a long period of time, and make sure. I mean, they were. There weren't huge system errors. There was a bit of tackling on the line on a couple of those occasions that needed to be improved there. And we've been very good at that area for a long time. I felt like our yardage defence and midfield improved a lot.
If we're talking positives, is the biggest positive the bloke in the number 1 jersey this afternoon?
That was always going to be the case. It's unfortunate. It's happened a couple of times this year. It's been hanging around for quite a while, the discussions around him, and it's easy to say from my point of view, but it's really disappointing, the commentary around that, especially when the guy didn't do. Why was there a discussion this week? It was my call. That was it, and he came back and he answered he played the way that he plays. He was a bit fresher, and then he was the biggest difference in the game today. And so, I felt like, we can talk about selections and all of that, but it's disappointing when it's when someone gets personally attacked that for what they're doing right by the club. But hang on, that's our game, I guess.
I guess, though, in a way, like Trent, you said yourself that you backed him having that break, but he's come back, been fantastic both sides of the ball. I guess it vindicates your own decision as well. I mean, hopefully that can be a kick-start for something good for your club as well. Yeah,
you're always going to back yourself. I felt like what we did last week started the game. We were right up to it in our eyeballs there last week, and then. But because you lose, you're going to get asked those questions, and because you win, you're vindicated. We don't really work like that, and I understand that. Like, it's just you've got to predict the future and what you think's best for your team, and you get them right sometimes, and you don't at others. But it's just it was just great to see him playing that way, and he dominated that game today.
So did Jared Warrior-Hargreaves, his first stint particularly. You keep looking down and checking that he's 34 years of age and been playing for 15 seasons. That was fantastic again. Yeah, I
thought Lindsay and Jared, again, they bossed the game there. It was really important for them they laid the platform, and I wasn't going to bring him off, and then I was, and then, they kept going, and they know where the front door is, and they know what their role is to defend it and attack it. It's pretty simple, and it's really hard. That's what a front rower's job is. It's not complicated, but to do it over and over again, it takes some special guys, and I feel like they were great today, those two.
Is that the sort of form from Brandon Smith that you knew he could deliver, and it was a positive sign, I guess, going forward for these last 6 games, the way he played today?
Yeah, the fact for us was, he ended up obviously having a hand injury, ended up having to get repaired. and he trained really hard in that break on and off the field, on himself and on his fitness. Came back, played off the bench after a period of time, and then it was time to start him and get him going. So, that was a really good start to the back end of the year for him, and that's the way that he plays. So it was good to see.
What does that do for your side, you think, when you've got him playing like that? Can that unlock the rest of your team in a way?
Well, yeah, he's got a quite unique style of playing 9, so that's important to get him going because he is such a bullocking style of a 9. And then it's the consistency of having sort of 9 and 7 and 6 and 1 in there in the rotation, the same ones as much as possible. You know, it's obviously Sandon did a really good job today. I'm really proud of the way that he played today, and it's probably only Sammy that's not there. So getting the consistency of that spine is key to how we're going to go.
You went on a good run this time last year, Trent, and looking back at where you were then and where you are now, do you feel this team has got it in them to do what you did last year and make that charge to the finals?
Always have belief in our team and the way that we're going to play. Always have belief, you know, and then with that belief comes work, and you've got to work at it and train it and go and perform, you know. Not being rude to the opposition, but we're going upper class next on Thursday night. And we need to as well. So looking forward to that.
How significant is Victor's hamstring tightness? Could he play Thursday night?
Yeah, I'll name him Tuesday. So it's looks pretty positive. So I'll definitely be naming him Tuesday. I think he'll come up Monday and with the view to play on Thursday.
Thanks, guys.
Great. Thank you.